I first went to the Miami Seaquarium in 1955 on Christmas Day. It was opening day, and I was in the Navy on a 15-day leave, and the Seaquarium just opened. And I looked into the main tank, and there were dolphins and big turtles and giant grouper and sawfish, and there was somebody walking around the tank with a helmet on, bubbles coming to the surface. And I thought, when I get out of the Navy, I'm going to get that job. And 5 years later, I did. And that was my start, actually, as a diver at the Seaquarium. And you sort of work your way up the ladder to become a dolphin trainer. Daily life is pretty hectic, actually. I'm all over the planet. And when I'm out there doing what I do, it's all about conflict. You know, it's all about fighting with somebody who has dolphins. And I will get 200 or 300 emails a day about dolphins in trouble right now in the Gulf of Mexico, where dolphins are being impacted by the oil spill. So yeah, I have to sort of figure out what to do, prioritize, because I can't do everything. I don't have a magic wand, and I have to figure out where to go and what to do and how to do it. And I don't always know what I'm doing. But the first step is to show up and figure it out. And recently we did this in the Solomon Islands. There's a situation there where dolphins, very similar to what happens in Taiji, the dolphins are driven ashore, about 2,000 a year, and they're killed for their meat. And we were able to stop that on April 8th of this year. I just came from there recently. So that was a huge victory. We actually saved the lives of thousands of dolphins there. But there are many dolphinariums, new dolphinariums, that are closing down as a result of protesting and educating the public. For example, in Rapperswil, Switzerland, there was one called Connieland. It was a small dolphinarium, and we were able to educate the public, and they stopped buying tickets. They went out of business. I think the Cove, the movie, will have an impact when people see it. Not that many people have seen this movie yet, probably 300,000 people. When it goes on the Discovery Channel on television, I think in August, 300 million people will see it. And then there's a television series based on the Cove. My son, Lincoln, is producing and co-starring in. So, yeah, I think that will have a huge impact. I'm always afraid in Taiji. That's why I'm wearing a disguise. Sometimes I'm wearing a wig and a dress, you know, and sunglasses, because there are people who are very, very angry there. In particular, the Yakuza. The Yakuza is the Japanese mafia, and they're very involved in whaling and in fisheries industry, and they don't like me being there. The film, the people who made the film, I'm not one of the filmmakers. The filmmakers have moved on to their next movie. They'll never go back there. I will go back there tomorrow. When I leave here in the morning, I will go back to Taiji. I'll go back to Japan, but I'll be in Taiji a few days later. And so, yeah, the level of the potential for violence increases with every visit. Well, Taiji is a town of about 35, well, there's 300, I'm sorry, Taiji has 3,444 people living there. Most of them are wonderful people. I don't have a problem with them. But there's about 100 who are involved in killing dolphins or capturing dolphins who would kill me if they had a chance. If they could get away with it. They know they can't get away with that. It'll draw too much attention to them. So I think they would rather I didn't return to Taiji. Well, the government is not happy with me either. The Japanese government, of course, are really the root of the problem, because their attitude is that the dolphins are eating too much fish, and they want to kill all of the dolphins, kill the competition. It's really the government who's really, and in particular the Fisheries Agency, department of the government. There's a chance I won't be able to get back in Japan when I go tomorrow. When I get to the airport, they may stop me. So there's a lot of unknowns. It's not like we know exactly what's going to happen. But there's a lot of opposition. I just got an email before I came in here. There are 26 theaters, there are 27 that are showing the Cove in Japan on June 26th. And there's a lot of protesters from the National Party. And now one of the theaters decided they're not going to show the Cove. And so there may be others. I think that the story was very well told. And it covered a lot of things. You know, that movie is a very complicated story about a lot of things. It's not just about Japan, or it's not just about Taiji or dolphins. It's about the oceans. It's about mercury poisoning. It's about our relationship with the sea. And I think the writers and editors and producers did a great job. Well, the poster I held up was a way for people to go get information. It's access to information. It wasn't a protest. And it's free. People get information, and they can sign a petition. And it worked, because now we have 1 million signatures for President Obama and for the Japanese government. So that was very successful. The dolphin hunting season begins September 1st, and so we're racing a clock. The clock strikes midnight at September 1st. And so we have to get the movie out in front of 126 million Japanese people who haven't seen it, or as many as we can before September 1st. So that's my job now, is to promote this movie in Japan. The best thing the Italian public can do is to stop buying tickets for dolphin shows in Rimini and Catalica and Genoa, or SeaWorld. If you're traveling to Orlando, don't buy a ticket for a dolphin show. That's the most important. There's not much you can do about Japan, the Italians, but you can go to our website and take action, signature and so forth. That's savejapandolphins.org. Italian people can go there and take action. Yeah. What's behind the dolphin smile? Huh, good question. That's the name of my first book, by the way, Behind the Dolphin Smile. Well, it depends. When you say, what's behind the dolphin smile, I have to stop and think, is he talking about dolphins in captivity or dolphins in the wild? Because they're living in two different worlds. The dolphin smile off the coast of Italy, when you see them, what's behind it is joy and freedom, and the opposite with dolphins in captivity. The dolphin smile is nature's greatest deception. It creates the illusion they actually enjoy doing this job. You know, these are dolphins with jobs, and so again, yeah, it's up to the public to correct this problem, not the government. The government will never do it. In America, for example, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, $2 billion a year in profit. And they pay taxes just like you and I do. Where does that money go? It goes to the government, so the government supports it. It's really up to the consumer to stop spending the money at the dolphin park, and the problem will go away.